Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about one huge key for more hip rotation in your golf swing. Hey guys, Eric here out at the Bethlehem Golf Club. Want to talk to you today about one huge key for more hip rotation. Now, quick before we do that, two things. Number one, we have launched all of our two-day golf schools this year. 2 full-day immersion events, golf days with me, 3-to-1 student ratio here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Really the best way we know how to take your golf game to the next level. Would love to have you guys come out for 2 days. We will put a link in the description down below with all of the details you want to find out more about the golf schools. Now, if you can't make it in person, that's why we created CogornoGolf.com. CogornoGolf.com is full of a ton of different courses, quick fix sections, guided step-by-step learning with each part of your game. And even better, we have a Facebook community where you can post your swing. I can look at it, really again, help take you guys to the next level, expedite the process of improvement. Would love to see you guys as part of our community, us all getting better together. So let's talk about the one key piece to more hip rotation. Now, if I take my normal setup position here, during the downswing, there's a lot of different micro pieces that go along with whether or not I'm gonna have more hip rotation. Kind of across the board, I think we know that better players have more rotation than maybe lesser players, right, as measured. And ideally, if we can make it happen, we would wanna have more hip rotation. So if we assume and we accept that the end goal is more hip rotation at impact would be better for speed, right? Better for contact, better for distance, face control, etc. How do we do that? The one key piece that's incredibly important as to whether or not you have the hip rotation is how your left leg works, and that's what I want to focus on in this video. So let's talk about how your left leg works just in general, and we're going to focus on the rotation of it. Now, my left leg can basically rotate internally, or my left knee would go towards my right knee, or my left leg could rotate externally, which would be my left knee going away from my right knee. So let's keep it simple in terms of that. Let's assume my left leg is straight. It can go internally rotated. Left knee gets closer to my right knee, or it bends in or kicks in, like you've seen many of the all-time great golfers do. Or it can go externally rotated, which would mean it would get farther from my right knee. So let's assume that's internal and external rotation. Now, what does that have to do with hip rotation? The point here is that when you make a downswing, the more that you have your left leg in external rotation, the easier it is to rotate. The more you have your hip in internal rotation, the harder it is to rotate. That's the point of this video, and you can check that on your favorite golf swings during the downswing. The players who have the most external rotation, that is their left knee going away from their right knee, their left quad going from straight up and down to pointed out, their left knee getting outside of their left hip. The more the player does that, the more rotation they have. And I want you to try this with me here for a second. If you stood straight up and down and took your leg, and I want you to push your knee in where it's internally rotated. Make your left knee get closer to your right knee. And with that, keep your hand on your knee and keep it pressed in, and try and turn your hips a lot and keep your knee pressed in and see how far you can go. And that should be very difficult. Now, if I do the opposite, push your left knee out, okay, and keep your hand pressing your knee and externally rotate it, and try and turn your hip. I bet when you do that and you allow your leg to go out and you keep pushing it out, it'll be a lot easier for you to get more hip rotation. And from our down the line view, you'll see more hip rotation. If you keep it pressed in and try and turn your hips, that is really difficult. Okay, you won't see as much hip rotation. So during the downswing, when I go from the top of my swing, the more I can get my left leg working out and around, the more I'm gonna rotate. During my downswing, the more my left leg stays in, the less I'm gonna rotate. That's the point. So right off the bat, you could already just take that concept, kind of look at some swings that you like and see that that's actually true, and start to make some downswings where you just feel like your left leg externally rotates. I'm gonna hit a couple with that first. We're gonna explain this a little bit more in detail, and then we're gonna get into some drills you can actually use here. So step number one would just start making some swings. Let's make a backswing, just like normal, and let's feel our left knee get farther away from our right knee. Let's feel our left leg externally rotate to initiate the downswing. Okay, let's just do one like that, and let's kind of dive into the details. So I'm just gonna make a half swing, a short iron. I'm gonna make a backswing, and my first movement down, I'm gonna feel like my left knee turns out this way as I swing down. Let's go ahead and just do a little half one with that first. Backswing, external rotation. Okay, and I just hit a little half one with that, no big deal. Now, there's obviously some micro things that go along with this. Part one is the timing of it. Okay, if I want more hip rotation, and I know my left leg going out more is gonna help that, well, when do I do that, Eric? Do I have my arms and hands come down first? Do I have that as my first movement? What do I feel to start? What I would recommend, if your goal is increasing more hip rotation, is you should feel like your left leg goes around and you externally rotate it before your arms and hands come down. So we're gonna feel that motion before our arms and hands come down. We'll make a swing, feel that left leg working around before our arms and hands come down. If you've watched previous videos, you know that kind of the baseline idea is that it's a race. Okay, if I want more hip rotation, I need to have my arms and hands not going down as fast. The faster my arms and hands go down, the less time I have to open my hips, meaning it doesn't matter much whether you externally rotate or not, you're not gonna have enough time. So little half one more time. We're feeling our left leg from the top going around, externally rotated. Like if my knee here is at about 1 o'clock, I'm probably trying to get it to about 3 o'clock, or about 9 o'clock rather, at the target by the time I come down. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Just feeling the left leg, trying to get a little bit more hip rotation before my arms and hands come down, okay? So that's part one, right? It's just the timing of it. The second part to be aware of is, again, if you've watched videos, you know we like the idea of action-reaction, equal and opposite, cause and effect, which means if I'm telling you during your downswing that I want your left leg to rotate externally, I want your left knee during the downswing to get farther from your right knee. And we said, okay, equal opposite, action, reaction, what does that mean? That means if I wanted to get farther during the downswing, that would be easier if I got closer during my backswing. Meaning, if I made my left knee work in towards my right during my backswing, internal rotation, bent it in this way, the odds become greater of me being able to externally rotate it when I go down. Okay, if I want my leg to go out on the way down, I want it to go in on the way back. So my second tip in doing this, other than the timing, okay, let it start your downswing, is that to make it easier, let's add the opposite going back. Let's also play around with, let your left knee work in towards your right knee and then out as you start back down. In on the way back, out on the way down. Let's go ahead and try that with a little bit of a half one. Left knee works in going back and then out coming down. And both of those, basically the feeling is that that would initiate the movement. When I start my backswing, I'm gonna feel like my left knee works in to initiate the backswing, and I'm gonna feel my left knee work out to initiate the downswing. Both of those with the goal of getting more hip rotation. Left knee in going back, out coming down. Okay, good. Now obviously, we're not guessing with these, okay? If you hit balls and you feel that and it feels better and you hit the ball really well, then cool, go take that on the course and play. But we want to know is what we're actually doing. So I would supplement this with video, of course. I'd see, hey, am I actually doing this? Is it actually causing more rotation? Do I need to do more or less? So that's kind of the baseline idea. Then I want to give you a couple of drills to add with your video as feedback. But understand that left knee in going back will help it coming down, and you want to start the downswing first with that. Let's talk about a couple of drills to give you feedback. Okay, drill number one for feedback for this is a pretty simple one. And what I'm gonna use is an alignment rod. I have it through a range bucket here right in front of me. If you're hitting off grass, you can put the stick right into the ground. Now I have the alignment rod angled so that from the face on position, the edge of it is basically right over the edge of my lead foot. Edge of stick is over the edge of the lead foot. And I have it about my knee height, okay, because that's what we're focusing on. So knee height over the edge of my lead foot is the alignment. Now, when I make a downswing, what I'm gonna try and do here, because that's about probably 2 to 3 inches outside, again, over my lead foot, my goal as I work down is, on the way back, I want my knee to get farther from the stick, so it goes internal, and then my beginning motion when I come down is to get my knee to the stick as I'm turning. Okay, I want to hit the stick so I have feedback whether I did that or not. I don't want, this is key, I want farther from it. I don't want my hip to slide forward so that I hit it. I want my left knee to work first my hip stays more or less where it's at. It'll be a little forward, but I want my knee to hit it, not from hip slide. So take my normal setup. I'll go about right here. I have it set over my edge of my left foot, a couple inches from my knee. I'm gonna go away from it going back and then try and hit it coming down. Away, hit it. Good, and then I have feedback of, okay, did I hit that stick or not? Yes, I felt it, excellent. Now again, I would wanna watch the video and say, okay, did I do that how I wanted? Was the sequence right? Did I hit it early enough? Could I have done it more? Don't guess with these things, make sure you do it. It's a nice starting point, but still don't guess. Same thing, take my setup, over the edge of my foot, at about my knee height. I'm gonna go away from it going back and then hit it on my way down. Away from it, hit it. Yeah, excellent. And then again, I'll check that from down the line and see if that adds rotation. That's be feedback number one of many different drills we could do to start to learn that left leg and hip rotation. Let me give you one more drill. Okay, drill number 2 for feedback about the lead leg and hip rotation. What I have here is just my normal setup golf ball, and then I put another golf ball, what we'll say is about 4 feet, it's about a yard and a step, about 4 feet in front of me, right in line with my ball target line. So probably a smidge left of that, but right in line with my ball target line, 4 feet in front of me. And what that's gonna serve as a visual for your actual hip rotation. So that's the end goal of this lead leg going external, is to add more hip rotation, right? So when we make a swing, golf ball 4 feet in front, I'm gonna make a backswing, and my goal is, right, left knee works in. As I start down, my left knee is gonna work away from my right knee. My right knee's not going with it. My left knee works away from my right knee, and I'm gonna try and feel like my belt buckle gets pointed straight at that golf ball. By the time, not even that impact, but by the time my club head's about parallel to the ground in the downswing. I almost want you to feel when you come down, left knee in, when you come down, left knee out, and get to that ball before your arms and hands really even start coming down too far. Of course, they're gonna come down some amount, but I want you to feel as though you do that before they do so. So now not only am I feeling left knee in, left knee out, I also have a guideline of how much turn I should actually have. If I do this, that'll give me in that range of kind of 30, 40, 45 degrees of hip turn, which would be ideal. So how do I do this? I take a club, I start short, I'll do 1 or 2 poses and rehearsals just to feel it. Left knee works in, left knee out like I'm hitting the stick, and now I'm getting my belt buckle to that ball before I get down to the ball, and you should feel quite a difference in where your pelvis is at in space if you don't normally rotate all that much. So then we'll start a little short one. I'll see what that feels like again. Kind of, okay, that's about how far that feels. Wow, my hip feels back, or oh my gosh, I feel my quad stretching, my hip feels way here, I'm way on my left heel, like what's going on here? Feel what those things are. That's what you're gonna use when you start swinging. So feel it, normal setup position, left knee in, left knee out to the ball. And again, you know, if you're not used to rotating, that should feel pretty drastically different and give you some pretty drastic rotation feels. And then of course, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna check, I'm gonna adjust. Did I do enough? Did I not do enough? If you didn't do enough, it's not necessarily you need to do something different. Might just be that you need to do it a lot more exaggerated, a lot sooner, okay? So normal setup, same thing. I'm feeling left knee in, left knee goes out. My belt buckle gets to the ball 4 feet in front of me. Okay, wow, that feels really open. Okay, good. Take my normal setup, feel the same thing, left knee in and out, belt buckle forward. By the time I get to impact. And some of you guys might like drill number 2. You might be like, hey Eric, I don't like this whole left knee in out thing. Okay, I don't dig that, it feels weird for me, whatever. But I really like feeling like my belt buckle gets 4 feet in front of me by the time I'm halfway down. Excellent, that's fine. Whatever gets you to more hip rotation is the goal. So listen, more hip rotation is good. Internal, external rotation of the left knee is a humongous key, maybe the most important key to getting more hip rotation. Check your favorite players' swings. They will almost all be doing that. These are 2 drills to give you guys feedback. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, please do us a favor, click the like button down below. Click the notification bell. Also, please subscribe if you haven't. Another reminder, every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here live on YouTube for Rapid Fire Golf. Would love to see you guys there. Bring your questions. Thank you guys.